AI-generated Seinfeld banned from Twitch after making transphobic jokes. There was an endless AI-generated episode of Seinfeld titled Infinite Nothing, which has been banned from Twitch after spewing transphobic material about a white-induced comedy stand-up routine. Because I know it's this weird fancy art from eerie pseudo-humans with weird teeth and 2 many fingers. It looks a bit too dreadful. I don't understand why Seinfeld went off the air 25 years ago in 1998, but I just don't care for Seinfeld. But I know I don't understand why I never liked Seinfeld. It's a bit too transphobic on what woke culture is like in Velma. Or even in the critically acclaimed Hogwarts Legacy, which wasn't that bad enough to do this so. I know lots of people are migrating from Scooby-Doo to both SpongeBob SquarePants and Harry Potter, but I don't understand why I despise Seinfeld. Let me get this all straight out of the way. I probably don't understand what I can learn from my mistake of why I don't like Seinfeld. Well, for a few good reasons why I hate this show is that it's just a whitewashed comedy show that I don't really understand this show. It's all about a group of 4 stand-up comedians swearing at each other when it comes to being just an adult-oriented sitcom. It's not that child-friendly as Friends or Frasier or Cheers. But this one, it's the exact opposite of The King of Queens. Even though The King of Queens premiered after Seinfeld had ended, that was pretty good. But Seinfeld? Oh no! This doesn't make any sense because I'm not even a Seinfeld fan. Because I don't understand why. I never knew much of the characters. I never knew why it's so boring. And the jokes are a bit too flat in my opinion. And what kind of white slavery is this? This feels like a transphobic world that we're stuck in. We're stuck in it because of the chaos caused by Lightyear. Because I know there was a controversy involving around a same-sex couple kissing each other, and it was not appropriate for a kids' film. As I know, this is not my cup of tea. I'm glad I don't have it on my Netflix account. But I know 30.5% of the writing doesn't make any sense for me to handle this show. I don't understand. Although it's set in New York City, I usually see New York City as a city that plays itself as a character of its own in superhero movies or superhero TV shows, like in Marvel or TMNT, where New York City can exist in so many infinite Earths everywhere, like in a multiverse. But Seinfeld isn't part of this package. As I know, it's not okay to be whitewashed in an AI-generated episode of Seinfeld. But I need to discuss what is going on with this show. As I know, I don't really understand what Seinfeld is like. You see, lots of people hate Seinfeld because it's not necessarily unfunny. As I know, Nothing Forever, this episode's been banned, and there was a time when Seinfeld crossed over with many sitcoms that I don't understand why. The show is too self-aware. I just can't stand everything to do with self-awareness. There's too much self-relentless humor like in Space Jam: A New Legacy, and from nowadays, I just don't care about it. As I know, it was on NBC. It ran from 1989 to 1988 from a span of 9 seasons and 180 episodes. But those assholes, Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David, were the ones responsible for creating this abomination. It's just not that good. I don't understand what is going on in New York City right now. As I know that The Sopranos was a much better live action show, which is more of a crime drama, which had a more darker take on the criminal organization industry. I understood this show was pretty good because it involves around Tony Soprano, who was a New Jersey-based Italian-American mobster, portraying his difficulties to try and balance his double life of being part of the family as we being part of the leader of the mafia. And some psychiatrists will help him to try and make peace with the mafia and his family. The show was pretty diverse and looks pretty good in my opinion. But that's how Seinfeld's AI generated episode is way too unimaginative and unfunny of how Velma was. As I know that Velma is not really a funny show to begin with, because both Seinfeld and Velma are way too self-relental, they're way too self-oriented, and the jokes in Velma are way too similar to that of Family Guy's cutaway jokes, which are much better, but I think there's too many hallucinations like in Riverdale, and I don't give myself a damn about this garbage. I don't remember what is going to happen to me. At least Multiverse has stopped using a police car. That was pretty good. But I don't know what is going on. But let me throw it all in the mirror. I understood why a lot of people don't like Velma and Seinfeld. As I know a fellow friend of mine, being Cloudfish TV, they mentioned that Seinfeld and Velma are two of the worst TV shows I've ever imagined in my childhood. I think Seinfeld is so bad, and as I know that He-Man could do better than this one. It's all what we can learn the truth about what is going on with this world. I better have to look back at it. I'm not going to look at Simpsons or Mario if you're fat-phobic. From nowadays, we all knew there's a sense of heroism. If you don't want to watch Seinfeld, you must stage a Planet of the Apes-like revolution to go on strike to elaborate the idea of why we won't understand how this Sith-powered hatred can be caused by those who watch Seinfeld or those who watch Star Wars. It's racially profiled than what I can imagine. But with that out of the way, I will never watch Seinfeld ever again. You know what they say? You should never judge a TV show by its cover. But that's me, so Kyle Muller, signing off. So, bye-bye.